Namaskar to everyone. I'm very happy to see you and welcome to this program of SSRF. Today we will have a session of questions and answers, and you can ask any questions during the session about spiritual practice, spiritual healing, and obstacles, anything like that. So my name is Dejan, and I've been doing spiritual practice with SSRF for the last 24 years. And I lived in India for 4 years. I used to work for around 15 years doing spiritual practice. And then 8 years ago, I decided to dedicate myself fully to spiritual practice. So I lived in spiritual center, ashram in India, and also spiritual center in Europe. And last 2-3 years, I've been traveling around the world, in Europe, one part in Asia, and also Latin America, having different lectures, meeting many people, spiritual people like you. So just about SSRF. SSRF is short for Spiritual Science Research Foundation. It is a non-profit organization which is established in 2006 under the blessings of His Holiness Dr. Attarle, who is a saint of the highest order. And SSRF has 2 objectives. One objective is to guide seekers or those who want to grow spiritually on their spiritual journey. And the other objective is to educate society about the spiritual dimension. So we have around 800 articles on our website. We have also some books. And on the website as well, you can see in our shop, on different topics. We cover many topics like spiritual practice, spiritual research, overcoming problems, spiritual healing, how to live in a spiritually positive way, different things. So we do also research in cooperation with the Maharshi University of Spirituality, which is a unique university in India, which presents research papers based on spiritual research in different conferences around the world. So until now, they presented around 100 papers in conferences, scientific conferences around the world. So this is a short introduction. Now we will start with the session. Just before the session, usually we do a session of chanting. Chanting is a spiritual practice which helps us to have a calmness of the mind, also to heal, and helps us to grow spiritually. It helps to purify the impressions in the mind. So we have one chant, which is called Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, which is a universal chant. And we will play the chant now, and we will chant 2-3 minutes, and then we will start with the session. And just because for some of you it may be new, so you can listen to the chant and then try to repeat it in your mind. If you repeat it, there will be more benefit. So we can start with the chant.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय 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 ॐ
Okay, we can start with the session. So how is everyone feeling after this chanting session? I will look at the page to see if there are any comments. So feel free to ask any questions, and or you can share also any experiences. If you had any experiences during this session of chanting also, in terms of less thoughts or some positive energy or seeing something, you can share. Okay, I see there are two questions. One is from Elena. What efforts I can make to forgive my ex-husband? So this is I don't know the full situation and what is there to forgive about. But generally, forgiving helps us to overcome things. So one, that is good that you have this desire to forgive. Because if we hold a grudge, resentment, anger, revengefulness, any such thoughts, or maybe emotional feeling, sadness, or something like that, then it keeps us in that unhappy state, in that negative state. So what you can do is, first thing, what can help us is that to realize that there is destiny. And among all the destiny that we have in our life, the most we have with our spouse, with our husband or our wife. So many things that happen in our life, in marriage, are destined. So if we have the perspective that it is my destiny, through this my destiny is paid off, and now it's completed, then we will feel better. So that is the first point. Second point is that we can understand that everyone makes mistakes. Everyone has what we call personality defects. due to which we make mistakes. So they sometimes cause us harm. So if we understand that people act as per their nature, as per their temperament, and generally people don't work on themselves to change, it is more rare people who work on themselves to change, then they will act that way. So sometimes they don't do it on purpose, it's due to the impact of emotions, due to the impact of the mind. So that is another way that it can help us to forgive. And for this also we can take what is called autosuggestions. I don't know if you know about autosuggestions, but autosuggestions are phrases which we repeat that helps to reduce different impressions in our mind. So autosuggestion we can repeat in different sessions during the day, let's say 3, 4, 5 sessions during the day, and we repeat that sentence 5 times in each session. So it will be something like this. Whenever I start thinking how my ex-husband used to hurt me, I will become aware of it. I will realize that it is in the past, it was part of my destiny, and now I am free to live my life. So I will focus on the present, remain calm, and concentrate on my tasks. Or we can say concentrate on chanting. So like this, if we repeat this sentence, constantly it's telling the mind how to think in a positive way, to be in the present. So I hope this helped. If you have any more points or questions, you can share. So please, others can also feel free to share any questions you may have. So there is Mila. Mila shared that my life suddenly stopped. My work, my relationships were destroyed, and even my attempts to find a job failed for a year. I've been in this state. I feel my spirit communicating with me. So Mila, I'm sorry to hear that you having this situation. So as I shared earlier with Elena, many things in our life are due to destiny. So there can be some things in our destiny where it can be difficult to have relationships, to have a job, and also there can be also an impact of ancestors. So this may be, I don't know if it's a new concept for you, but ancestors are our departed family members who are in the subtle world, and they are sometimes causing difficulties in our life because they are looking for help and because they are not able to move forward. So some of the ancestors, not all of them, but some of the ancestors are stuck in an in-between region, not being able to move forward. So what they do is they cause problems to family members. So there can be different kinds of problems. One is like what you shared, like different family members are having financial problems, inability to have a job, inability to save money. Another can be problems in relationships, in marriage, many arguments in the family. There can be also problems of not being able to conceive, to have a child. Then there can be difficulties with skin problems like eczema, psoriasis. There can be addictions to alcohol, drugs, different things like that. So due to the impact of ancestors, we may have such difficulties. But there is good news, both for destiny and for ancestors, is that there is a solution. So in spirituality, there is a solution for everything. We just need to know the cause, proper cause, and we need to know the proper solution. If we find the proper cause and we give a proper solution, we can overcome the problem. So in this case, there is a chant that you can repeat that is called Shri Gurudev Datta. Shri Gurudev Datta. It is a principle, it is a divine principle, a divine energy, which has the ability to remove ancestor problems. It gives us protection from ancestors, and also it helps to give energy to the ancestors so they can move forward. So it's a benefit to us, it's a benefit to them. So, like this, we can keep doing this chant, and it also helps to reduce karma with our ancestors, destiny. So if you keep doing this chant, it may help you with this problem. So you can start by sitting down maybe 30 minutes a day. It doesn't have to be a once, it can be 2 sessions of 15 minutes. Then you can increase to 2 sessions of 30 minutes, like that. And then during the day, let's say from the morning until noon, you can do this chant whenever you have time, during other activities. The one good thing about the practice of chanting is that it can be done with other activities. It's a rare spiritual practice which can be done at any place, any time. It can be done throughout the day. It can be done during the night also, morning, anytime. So, sorry. So, yeah, so this practice you can do. And then if you need some help later, you can let us know on live chat about this issue. And our seekers who are doing the moderation can paste the link to the section. We have a section on our website about ancestors, which explains a lot of things. And we can go to the next question. So Jyoti asked, I request you to answer how to overcome sadness that it has been with you since childhood for no apparent reasons. Then how can we enhance life energy and zeal? So here one thing, it is important what you shared, is that there is no apparent reason for it. If there is a reason, let's say there is some trauma, something happens, then we can address that trauma with auto-suggestions. But if there is no reason, it can be impression from the past, it can be impression in the subconscious mind from the past lives, or it can be also impact of negative energy on us. So if we have negative energy impacting our mind, then we can feel, we can experience sadness, depression, negative thinking in higher extent. So for this we can do the universal chant, which we tried today. So you can do that universal chant. You can chant again, same thing. You start with 30 minutes, increase to 1 hour, and then during the day, whenever you can do this chant. And you can also pray every time before you start chanting. You can pray to God or to the deity or the divine principle that you have devotion to, that let this chant enter my subconscious mind, let it give me protection, and let it reduce the feeling of sadness and give me a feeling of lightness and positivity. And also, what you can do, we have other types of chants. If someone is connected to their religion, then they can chant according to their religion as well. So for Christians, it's Hail Jesus, Catholics, Ave Maria, Hail Mary. For Buddhists, Om Namo Buddhaya, and so on. We have those different chants for different religions on the website. So you can choose either the universal chant or the chant according to the religion. Okay, so the next is Pi wonder. So, can I read Aditya Hridaya Stotram at night? It is a stotra to praise some deity, I think. If it is something that you like to do, you can do it. But more important is throughout the day to do spiritual practice. So you can do the spiritual practice of chanting, you can do prayers, you can give different sessions in the day where you stop and pray, like that. And then set timings for the chanting. Because reading a stotra or something like that, which is like a holy text or a holy poem, can help us to some extent to feel good, to feel some connection, to feel some positivity. But it will give more impact if we do spiritual practice. Because spiritual practice will go deep in the subconscious mind and change us for the better and help us to grow spiritually. Sandeep asked, I chant Om Namah Shivaya for 50 minutes daily for positive vibes in home. How much should I chant? Is 15 minutes sufficient? If you want to, it is good that you want to keep positive vibes in your home. So one thing that can help, there are two ways to chant. We can chant out loud using our voice, or we can chant in the mind. If we chant out loud, it has more impact on the environment, and it has less impact on purifying the mind. If we chant in our mind, it has more impact to purify the mind and help us to grow spiritually more. So what you can do maybe is you can chant in the mind, and you can play the chant in your house, and not just 15 minutes. You can play throughout the day in low volume. We have different chants. We have this chant for ancestors, we have the universal chant, we have other chants also that you can play, but we recommend maybe to play the ancestor chant, because most people nowadays have obstacles with ancestors, because ancestors don't have the spiritual capacity to move on. And also one thing we recommend is that you try chanting try chanting this universal chant, because one principle of spiritual practice is that everything happens according to time. So at the current times, this principle of this current universal chant is very active on earth, and it is helping to protect humanity, it is helping to remove negativity. And currently on earth we are in a transition period. We are moving from a period of higher negativity to a period of higher positivity. So this principle is very, very active now. So if we chant that principle, we will get more benefit. It will be like connecting to the principle which is active all over the world. So by repeating that name, we get that instant connection with it. So you can try and chant that chant and see how you feel. And you can try to increase it, to do it during the day, because the more we chant, the better it is, the more we will grow, faster we will grow, and the more benefits we will have. It's nice to see many questions. So, okay, we will continue. Maya Stanovic asked, how important is it to wear a kind of protection in a way of jewelry or a picture of a saint from one's religion or anything else, like an amulet? Does it mean that without these we are not safe? So there are some things that we can wear that does give us protection, but it depends what it is. It depends on the material, it depends on the shape, It depends on the energy which it has. So for example, if we wear jewelry from steel, it will bring more negative energy. If we wear jewelry from gold or silver or copper, it will bring positive energy. Gold brings the most, silver second best, and copper third best. Or if we have some gems, then it depends which kind it is. If I remember correctly, like there are emeralds or rubies or different gems that they have some positivity, and there are some others that don't, and it depends on the shape and type. It's a complex science. But that is all at a tangible, gross level. One thing in spirituality is that we should go from gross to subtle. So, for example, if we do any, let's say prayer. So if I pray at gross level, would be just to say some prayer mechanically. Dear God, thank you for this food. And I do the same prayer every day. But I'm not feeling it. Yeah? So it's more gross level, more mechanical. But if I do it with devotion, faith, gratitude in the mind, deeply, then it has more impact. Similarly, in terms of jewelry and amulets and things like this, they're at a gross level. So it is better to do things at a subtle level. So at subtle level, one practice is chanting. So it is in the mind. And there are other healing remedies that we can use. We have mentioned on the website. And I think if you come to the daily chanting sessions, which we have every day, from Monday through Saturday, I think. Monday to Wednesday, it is the same time as today. Then you will see some healing remedies also, which you can use just using your hands, how you can do healing and develop protection. One simple remedy is called nyas. It's putting your 5 fingers together and putting them on a chakra. Chakras are energy centers in our body, in our subtle body. And then we keep that nyas in front and keep chanting. So whenever we can change the arms if we get tired, and this will recharge us and give us protection. And during the day, you can keep chanting. So in my case, what used to help me a lot is when I used to work, I would go to the office and there would be a lot of negativity there. Sometimes, I think all of you must have experienced if you go to public transport or shopping mall or office or the restaurant, there is sometimes some pressure, some tension, some heaviness, tiredness, more thoughts, yeah? So that is due to the impact of negativity from the outside. It gives us black energy covering. So what we can do in that case is to do this chanting, and this chanting will give us protection. So in my case, it helped me a lot when I used to be at work to give me protection. So now 1 second, I have to look at the other questions. Okay. So I hope this helped. 1 second, there is some technical problem. Okay, so 1 second, yeah. So Jyoti made a comment. Thank you for your kind response. I do feel that I'm carrying it from some past life and I need to release this depression from my core for all my concerned ancestors. Very nice that you're having this positive attitude to it and desire to overcome it. So yeah, just make the efforts and things will improve. So Ramya had a question. My son has been facing seizures and it's been increasing ever since we have started medications. Would that also be associated with departed ancestors? He's under autism spectrum. If any chant I have to do on his behalf. The website had information on seizures, it's Om Namah Shivaya. Which one should I do, and how long Om Namah Shivaya or Shigura Datta? Yeah, actually I was remembering that chant. We have on our website a section on healing chants, and there is a chant of for epilepsy and seizures. So you can do 1 hour of that chant. If your son can do the chant, it will be better. If he is not capable to do the chant, then you can do it for him. If, for example, in the cases of people with disabilities or very young children, the parent can do the chanting for them. But if they are able to do the chanting, then you can do it. So that is one thing, and then 1 hour of Shri Gurudev Datta. So both these chants you can do. So we can go to the next question. Ina Zheng. Namaskar. If marriage is our destiny, is divorce also our destiny? Is it possible that someone is destined to live alone or single in one lifetime? Divorce also can be part of destiny. When destiny is completed with that person, then it can lead to divorce. Or if it's in destiny to have difficulties with that person, it can also lead to divorce. Whether being single in one life, it depends on destiny. We can meet somebody else later if we have destiny with another person. So yes, it can be the impact of destiny. However, we should keep in mind that, let's say that there are some difficulties in marriage. It can also be, one part it can be impact of ancestors. So we can do the chanting of Shri Gurudev Datta chant. And also we should always keep in mind that difficulties in marriage can also stem from our personality defects or ego. So for example, if I have a lot of anger, or if I have a lot of expectations from my spouse, or judgment, or prejudice, or anything like that, then it can lead to more problems in marriage. So destiny can be one part, but on our side, if there are some difficulties, we can try to work on ourselves and change ourselves and to improve. So, but please share if you have any more questions. So Anna S, how to start speaking with God and share our thoughts with Him in a way in which we don't focus on worldly matters. Okay, so this is a very good question, Anna, and one thing that can help here is that when we pray, it depends what we pray for. So there are two types of prayers. There are prayers with expectation, and there are prayers without expectation. So, for example, a prayer with expectation would be something like, Dear God, please help me to get a job, or Dear God, please help me to get a car, or Dear God, please help me to get a spouse, to get married, and different things like that. Those are prayers with expectations, and they don't help us to grow spiritually. And also, in case that if that situation is not in our destiny, then the prayer will not have so much impact. If our destiny is, for example, not to have that specific job, then we will not get that job. On the other and it keeps our focus on the worldly matters, like you shared. But if we focus on spiritual things, on change, on growth, those are prayers without expectation. So they help us in a better way. So for example, dear God, please help me to learn from this situation. Dear God, please help me to change from this situation, to improve myself. Help make me aware of where all I should improve, what I need to keep working on. Please help me that my efforts in spiritual practice have benefit, that I get protection, that the negative energy gets removed. So as you can see, all those prayers, there is nothing requesting worldly benefits, material benefits. Now, if there is some difficult worldly situation, material situation, let's say financial problems, or problems in relationships, we can pray, we can still address it, but in a different way, not to ask for it to be removed, but we address it in a way that it can be accepted. So, dear God, please help me to accept this situation. Please help me to grow through it. Please help me that I remain calm, I remain stable, and focus on what I need to do. So I hope this helped. Okay. So I think there is just 1 second. There is some technical issue with the color, so we'll just try to fix it. Hope it's better now. 1 second. Okay, I hope it's better now. Okay, so next question is from Manu. Namaskar, I attend satsang, but every time an obstruction comes, I then do datta chant, even if late night at bed. I have severe issues in my life. I want it to be changed. How can I do it? So, Manu, maybe you can share later which kind of obstructions you have, then we can give more specific guidance, which kind of issues. But the fact that you're doing the datta chant is very good. And even if it's late at night in bed, it is good, because actually it will help us to have better sleep also. Nowadays, a lot of people have problem with sleep. I don't know if any of you have experienced problems with sleep. But people have different problems like insomnia, sleep paralysis, inability to sleep well, nightmares, different things like that. So chanting before bedtime helps us to have better sleep. So you can do at night, but you should not save the chanting just for night, because at night it may be more difficult to have concentration. So you can chant, it's better to start the day with chanting. You chant in the morning when it is more easy, and then you can chant during the day, and then of course you can chant at night as well. The only thing is that we should try, if possible, not to stay up too late at night. It's better to go to bed before midnight or so, because after midnight, especially reaching 2 or 3 in the morning, there is more negativity in the environment, so it can impact us more. But if we're asleep, we don't get that impact. So that is something you can do. So I can go to next question. Is from Jyoti. So Jyoti asked, what else can I do other than universal chant for past life depression? So here, because you shared that there is no cause to it, it happens on its own. So then I suggested chanting. But if there are some thoughts that you have that come and that cause depression, then it can be addressed with autosuggestions. So for example, if there are thoughts like I'm not good enough, or things don't go well in my life, or why everything goes badly, or I will never succeed, or any such thoughts, then for that we can take autosuggestions. And autosuggestions will help us to overcome this. But to be able to help you more specifically, you can share if there are any other thoughts that come to the mind. Okay, next question is from Krishna. I find myself locked, demotivated, unable to move forward. I learned people out of jealousy even did black magic. What to do to overcome this? Feeling depressive at the moment with feeling down. So here maybe I don't know where you learned that some people did black magic. Maybe that you can share, but generally it can be it is a problem from the subtle world, from the subtle dimension, which causes this feeling of being unable to move forward, demotivated. So as shared earlier to someone else who asked the question, so you can do the daily remedies for healing. So one thing that you can do, one thing that will help you, is something called the salt water remedy. It is very simple. You take a bucket of water, you fill it up to the ankles, and put 2 spoons of rock salt, and sit with your feet in the bucket, not touching the feet together. Feet should be separated. And you chant 15 minutes. So you can chant for ancestors. Shri Gurudev Datta. And then, after 15 minutes are over, throw away that water into the bathroom and wipe your feet. So you will see that this helps a lot to remove negativity, because salt has that ability, so to draw in negative energy. So afterwards you may feel some more lightness, more feeling of positivity, freshness, something like that. And in case of black magic, there are rituals that can be done. We have on our website different rituals for evil eye. So there is a whole section about evil eye that our seekers can paste in the chat for you to see. But one thing is, it is not always black magic. We have to be sure, just to be sure that really that was done. Because sometimes what happens, there is impact of ancestors or impact of negative energy in the environment, which impacts us in a similar way. So that should be clarified. So you can do during the day the chant of Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Okay, Krishna. So you share it further. Everywhere you go, you feel stabbed in the way of talking. At work, family, friends, just anywhere, if something is preventing me from flourishing. Maybe to clarify what it means, stabbed in the way of talking, and then we can address it later. I will, in the meantime, go to another question, but you can share what it means, just to be sure what you mean by how it happens. So Pai Wonder asked, when I sit for spiritual practice, I feel tired sometimes. I have a vision of a snake moving out of the window. It is a bit difficult to chant for long. Okay. So usually snakes are related to ancestors. So when we dream snakes, see snakes, So you can do the Shri Gurudev Datta chant, and you can try to do it sitting down for at least 1 hour a day. You can try to increase also. And during the day, let's say from the morning until 2-3 p.m., you can chant that chant. The rest of the time, you can chant the universal chant. And this part, what you shared about it being difficult to chant for long, I don't know if it's because of tiredness, or is it because of many thoughts? So I don't know if you can clarify that. But if you're feeling tired, it can be, sometimes what happens is that during the chanting session, during the healing session, it is kind of like a battle. It is a battle between positivity and negativity. It is a healing process. So sometimes we can feel tired, but at that time what we can do is we can stand up for a few minutes, we can freshen up, we can put some splash water on the face, and we can go back to chanting. And we can try to chant out loud for a little while, so that we can we'll be able to concentrate. And also, yeah, we can do the healing remedies. So the healing remedies, there are different movements on the body. One simple movement is that you grab, it's called grab and pull. You just grab the negativity from different chakras and throw them aside. Yeah. So like this, it may remove. Another movement is like this with the fingers, but while chanting. We need to be chanting while doing this, because then the chanting, the energy goes through our fingers. It helps us with the healing. So we can remove this cloud of black energy that may be around our head, and that will help us to feel more fresh. We may be less tired. And also doing active chanting like that with movement helps us also to stay more awake, more present. So that may help. And you can also do saltwater remedy. So Krishna, you clarified further. So can't sleep at night, feeling locked, get tired. So all of this that shows Krishna is that, yes, there is some impact of negative energy that is affecting you. So just try to do the two chants until, let's say, 2-3 p.m. You do the chant for ancestors. And the rest of the day you do the universal chant. And you try to increase it in quantity. You can set some targets every week. So for example, if this week you're doing 30 minutes, sitting down, the next week 45 minutes, and the week after 1 hour, like that. And for tiredness, this saltwater remedy will help, and you can even do it 2 times a day. You can do it, let's say, in the morning, and you can do it later in the afternoon, maybe after work if you're working. So that the saltwater remedy especially helps with tiredness. If still, despite this, you feel some tiredness, there is one more chant, which we can do just for 15 minutes. It's called Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. It is a chant that helps us to get divine energy, so that we feel less tired. So, okay. So we can go to the next question. We have around 10 more minutes. If anyone else wants to ask questions, feel free to ask, and then we will end the session. So it is very nice to see so many questions and how you are all sharing very openly. So Manu asked another question. So Manu shared that there is obstruction that satsang is on Sunday. Satsang are spiritual meetings that we have every week online. So if anyone is interested, you can look on our website. There is on the events section, there is a link to spiritual meetings. So you can join if you wish. We talk about spiritual practice, share about efforts, we explain a bit about theory, and we have different seekers who have many years of experience who are conducting those satsangs. And you also can learn from others how they are doing spiritual practice. So we can learn from their efforts or their obstacles also. It helps to do spiritual practice in a group. Doing spiritual practice alone is sometimes more difficult, especially in today's times. So, okay, you have an obstacle. The satsang is on Sunday, and past 6 months you're traveling on Sunday, and you're on medical leave in past 6 months. So, so we can see, you can get in touch with us, or maybe with the satsang conductor, or through our live chat. You can write, and we can see, because we have, in English, we have satsangs in different days and different time zones. So maybe that will help. In other languages, I don't know which language you're attending, because we have satsangs in 8-9 languages. But if it's English, then we may have another satsang at a different time, which may fit you more. Okay. And it seems there's only one more question. So, Jyoti, you're having many questions. I really have a curiosity and desire to change and to overcome your problems. Very good. In spirituality, desire is the most important thing. So desire and curiosity. The one who is curious is the one deserving of knowledge. There is one quote by one saint. So, okay, so Jyoti, you shared that you feel that this is not from your mind, as your thoughts are mostly good, but base energy is very low to conduct life. So that is very good, that your thoughts are mostly good. So then we can only focus on the spiritual problem, so which is this impact of negative energy. So just like shared with I think Manu and Krishna and others, is same thing. You do saltwater remedy, do your chanting sessions, and do the removal of black energy covering. I think we have a article on the website on that topic, so our seekers can paste that in the chat, and all of you can see how to remove the black covering. Okay. Okay, Manu. Nice that you will inquire. No problem. Okay, Somya asked, how to manage excessive thoughts on career growth. Is it worthwhile to aspire to reach great heights in career from spiritual standpoint? Okay. So it's good you're asking. It shows desire. But yeah, there is two parts here. In my case, also, I had a career, and I had a successful career. I progressed in the career, and on one hand, it helps us to develop some qualities, because if you want to progress, you have to change, you have to grow, you have to develop. So, for example, if you want to take more leadership or responsibility, you have to develop some qualities, and you have to work on the defects as well, which can be causing obstacles. And we can also learn some skills which can help us later in spiritual service, if we later choose to do spiritual service. But one thing to keep in mind is that, and I'll share also from my case, is that I've had quite a few jobs and enjoyed different things, but compared to the spiritual service, which I'm doing, which I have been doing for 20 years and which I'm doing full-time for the last 8 years, it's incomparable. You cannot compare. The happiness that you get through career and through the job is more temporal, it lasts shorter, and it is more at a mind level, like psychological level, or intellectual level, like some project or something like that. But the happiness that you get through spiritual service, it is blissful. And you get this divine connection. And it helps you to connect to God. And it helps you to see people in a different way. It helps to develop love for others. Career is mostly self-focused. Me and my career, my ambition, my success. But spiritual practice and spiritual service is eventually to do for others. And you feel more happiness in doing for others than for self. And so in my case, I used to increase my spiritual practice, in general, not just service, but spiritual practice, like chanting, like prayer, like working on the defects, like attending spiritual meetings. All of those things give that deep, deep happiness, which you cannot get from the work, cannot get from the job. So what I used to do is I used to work, and I used to work a lot. I used to work 10, 11 hours a day, 12 hours sometimes. Sometimes I would have to go to some conference on weekend. But in my free time, I would do spiritual practice. And step by step, I kept increasing. First I was doing, 2 hours a day, then 3 hours, then on the weekend, and so on. So I kept increasing more and more. And the more I increased, the more I got, and the more I wanted to do that. So it is a much, much, much deeper level of happiness. So okay, we need a job to take care of family, to cover the costs. If we progress in the career, fine. But we should not forget that that is not the purpose of life. The purpose of life is to grow spiritually and clear our karma, our destiny. And that can only happen with spiritual practice. So if you have such excessive thoughts, such perspectives can help. You can take an auto-suggestion that whenever I have excessive thoughts about my career, I will become aware of it. I will realize that these are passing things, and that the permanent happiness and change I can get from spiritual practice. So I will see how to increase my spiritual practice. So let's see what time it is. We have a couple of more minutes. We can take Krishna shared what it means to be stabbed in the way of talking. So anything you talk in a good way, good intention, the finish is bad, and you receive complaints and things like that, as it is bad intentions. Okay, so you can pray that any obstacle in communications can get reduced. Before you talk, you also pray and you chant for protection. And also you can study, okay, maybe to accept that sometimes people may not be happy with us and they may have some complaints. Fine, it is their issue. But also we can study how we talk and how we do some things. And if there is something to improve there, because none of us are perfect. There's always something to improve. So we can see if there is something on our side also that we can work to improve. But at the spiritual level, we can do the chanting for protection. And Chaitanya asked how to form an instruction. I guess you mean autosuggestion? For personality defect of living in imaginary world. Thinking about probable imaginary things about the future. So Chaitanya, this living in imaginary world, it comes from a personality defect called daydreaming. So daydreaming is when we are not in the present, we're thinking about some things that may happen, but it doesn't help us, because first, we are not in the present moment. And second thing is, it's like you said, imaginary, so we don't do anything about it. So more important is to, if we want something, we put it in action. We make a plan constructively, and we work on it instead of imagining it. So, but there is one simple auto-suggestion for this. So whenever I start daydreaming, and you can here add what you usually daydream about, so something specific. Whenever I start daydreaming about something, I will become aware of it. I will realize that, no need. Whenever I start daydreaming about something, I will become aware of it. I will come back to the present. I will chant and concentrate on my daily tasks, like that. So like that, you will be able to bring back your mind to the present and come out of that imaginary state and focus on your life. And the last question from Tanya is, I would like to know if I can use datta with 2 Om before and 1 after. So better not to do that, because there is the regular Shri Gurudev Datta chant that we can keep doing, that is sufficient for ancestor problems. If we add 3 Oms, then it can create some impact on us, because it is more strong, and Om has this unmanifest energy which we may also not be able to tolerate. So it is better to focus on the Shri Gurudev and Datta chant. So dear seekers, much gratitude for being here, for all your questions. It was a very inspiring session for me. I'm very grateful to have been here with you. And just to share that during the week we have different chanting sessions with Sadhguru Siriak Vale. So during those sessions you can get a lot of healing. They last 1 hour. And you can see on our events website. You go to ssrf.org and then events section. Our seekers can paste in the chat. You will see different chanting sessions that we have, and on our YouTube channel also. I think we posted on Facebook as well. And next week we will have another session of questions and answers on 5th November on Sunday at the same time. So I look forward to seeing you there. And yeah, like I share, we also have the weekly meetings if anyone wants to join to go further and deeper into their spiritual practice. We have a live chat on the website in case you have any questions. We're here for you. We have seekers who are volunteering to do this service to help everyone. We get many questions, I think 1,000 questions a month on our website. So then we can end today's session and maybe see you next week. Gratitude to God for this beautiful session, and wish you all the best, a lot of experiences, a lot of learnings in your spiritual practice. Namaskar.